Okay, doing this video for a second time because I just realized my microphone was muted. So this is going to be my new My Builds video. The old one definitely needs an update. Rosaria, ascended her past 80, this is what she has. Usually play her with Deathmatch, sometimes with Favonius Spear. Always 4 pieces emblem of Seared Fate, they look like this for her right now. Pew. Although, worth mentioning a thing at the very beginning of the video. I have a ton of good slash decent pieces from this set and the Shiminawa set. So more often than not, I swap them between one character and the other depending on which one I'm using. So usually my best emblem artifacts are on Raiden, but if I'm not using her, someone else will get them. And Constellation 6, her talents are at this, but I would probably like to do something like 6, 9 and 9, because I really play Rosaria a lot. Kazuha, he's like this, Tone of Elemental Mastery, Freedom Sworn, 4 pieces Viridescent Venerer with as much Elemental Mastery as possible. Constellation 1, I would like to get Constellation 2, but it's not up to me, it's up to the RNG gods. And talents are like this. Sayu, 90% of the time she has 4 pieces Viridescent Venerer, and I don't play her as much as I would like to. She usually has this, or the Sacrificial Greatsword, 4 pieces Viridescent Venerer with whatever I have. I will probably play her much more when she is Constellation 6, but no one knows how long it will take. And these are her talents. I regret leveling up these to 7. Should have kept it much lower because I don't use her as much as I was expecting to when it comes to using her normal attacks. Geodaddy has not changed at all. 99% of the time Favonius Lance, 4 pieces Millelith, just showing them here for reference. No constellation, don't plan to pull for any constellation for him, and these are his talents. Eventually, this will go to 9, eventually, but very low priority. Albedo, these are his stats. Cinnamon Sword, 4 pieces Husk. Not very good pieces, but he's not even the worst Albedo ever. No constellations, talents are like this. Now let's move to Raiden. She's by far my most heavily invested character in terms of raising. I spent an insane amount of raising in that domain. Engulfing Lightning, this goblet, and 4 pieces emblem. A thing worth saying about the goblet, between this and this, the difference in terms of DPS is basically non-existent. They are extremely similar. This one provides a little bit more damage, like a very small amount, and some extra crit rate. This one provides better energy recharge, so depending on what I'm doing, I will choose which one to give to Raiden. For example, when I do the duo teams clear of the Abyss using Bennett, I give her this because I prefer her to have more energy recharge rather than dealing a tiny little bit of extra damage. While in full teams, I always play her like this. Constellation 4, talents 6, 10 and 10. We move to Hu Tao. Hu Tao is my only triple crowned character. This is what she usually looks like, although depending on what kind of content I'm clearing and what I'm doing, crit rate can actually go close to 90 at the expense of some crit damage, and then elemental mastery will go above 200. It really depends on what I'm doing and how much I want to try hard. Staff of Thoma, 4 pieces Crimson Witch, this is what she's currently using. Constellation 2, Triple Crown, yay, Hu Tao. Noelle, finally my updated Noelle build, look at that crit damage. The crit rate not so hot though. Unfortunately I don't have a good crit rate hat for her, so she's sticking to crit damage with some crit rate and everything else is like this. It's a bit annoying. I wish she had a little bit less crit damage and more crit rate, but it's not up to me. I don't think it's worth crowning Breastplate, so she's a 10, 9 and 10. Bennett. Bennett, insane amount of energy recharge, always. He has Skyward Blade 99% of the time. No, I didn't want to close the window. Where is Bennett? Here. 4 pieces in the blast, 5 right now because I should do a little bit of optimization, but the way I play him is always something like energy recharge, pyro, hit points, mainly because of this piece. This piece is almost like having more than half of an extra energy recharge sense, and his burst is always there regardless of the other components of the team. If I'm in a team with Raiden, I can give him this one because he doesn't need that much energy recharge, but in general I prefer to give him Skyward Blade. Very, very good on him. Constellation 6, because I didn't fall for the meme of stopping at Constellation 5, and he's amazing at Constellation 6. Talents are like this. I will level up his elemental skill a bit to 9, and the burst is at 10 because it's absolutely insane. Ganyu, very bad artifacts on her. I play her either with Prototype Crescent or Skyward Harp. Sometimes I give her, what is it called? Wanderer Troop, this. I have the pieces from Yanfei that are interchangeable with Ganyu. And her stats are a lot better, really, really a lot if I use Skyward Harp and Wanderer. But it means that I cannot play both Ganyu and Yanfei in separate teams. It's a little bit annoying. Constellation 2, talents are like this. I've not leveled up any of them in a very, very long time because I don't often play Ganyu. Not because she's bad, she's amazing, but just she was my main character for several months, and I just enjoy different playstyles recently. Xiao, this doesn't look very good, reason being his build is built around the stuff of Thoma. And with Thoma it looks quite a bit better. Not amazing, but quite a bit better. Artifacts... Okay, hold on a moment. Okay, he should have this one. He should have this one. So this is actually my Xiao. Yeah, yes, we did it. Doink doink. 2 Venerer, 2 Shimenawa. Stats look like this. No constellation. And triple nine. Would like to have Constellation 1? Well, okay. I would like to have Constellation 6, because at Constellation 6 Xiao is amazing, but no. It's never going to happen. So, oops. Xiao will have to leave at Constellation 0 and at least something incredible happens in the future and I can get Constellation 1 or 2, I don't know, we will see. Venti, I very rarely play Venti. Very, very rarely. He either has this or this, depending on what my other characters need. 4 Venerer or 2 Venerer, 2 whatever. No constellation, talents are like this. Probably will not level them up anytime soon. Eula, weapon, not this one. Eula should use this one, although I also like Skyward Pride a lot on her. And her stats are like this all the time. Never change her artifacts. So, same disclaimer as the previous videos apply. I don't play her very often because I hate the fact that her burst, more often than not, doesn't hit anything. Which is a pity because I really, really like her. Just the burst is designed in a way that makes me unhappy about playing her. So recently she has not seen a lot of field time. Qiqi, I think it's fair to say that this is now her build. And what I mean by this is that after playing for quite a bit of time with the new clan set, it's just amazing on Qiqi. It's really, really amazing. So recently I've always played her like this, like attack sands, attack goblet, healing bonus hat that I should level up. And Constellation 2, talents are like this, will probably eventually bring them to 9 and 9. She works very, very well with this set. Mona. Mona, a bit more difficult as a character to evaluate and to give you a build, because sometimes I play her with Thrilling Tales. More often than not, I play her with Prototype Ember in teams that don't have any healer. Sometimes I play her with Lost Prayers. Artifact, it's always 4 pieces Emblem of Served Fate, and depending on what she's doing, I focus on extra damage or on extra energy recharge. Very difficult to give you a single build on Mona. Constellation 3, I got quite a few copies of Mona from the standard banner, and this. Childe, okay. He should have the Skyward Harp. So, he looks a bit like this. I actually had 2 Skyward Harps, but I still need to level up the second one. It's not really my top priority right now. And this is how I play him. Don't play him as much as I would like to, but I find it a bit difficult to find a slot for him in teams that I enjoy playing, which is a pity because I like him a lot in terms of gameplay. Diluc. Weapon, either Skyward Pride or Serpent Spine, depending on what kind of team he's in. He's a lot better with Serpent Spine, of course, but he needs a shield. 4 pieces Crimson Witch all the time. Elemental Mastery. I have this fairly decent Elemental Mastery Sense, and it turns out that as long as I'm using reactions, this is better than attack. And this is what he has. A lot of Constellations. I lost a lot of 50-50s and got him a few times from the standard banner random pools since I started playing Genshin Impact. And he's at 999. He's not the best, but I enjoy playing Diluc. He's a fun character to play for me. Sucrose, I don't play her very much. She always has 4 pieces Venerer. Usually sacrificial fragments. Usually. And Constellation 6, talents are like this. Sara, is always in my hyper carry team with Raiden. When she does so, she has elegy for the end. 4 pieces Noblesse that I should change a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Constellation 6, talents are like this. I would like to ascend her past 80, bring her to 90 and level up her talents a bit in order to let her give even more damage to Raiden, but low priority. Now we go to Fischl. Today is 3rd of January and I finally managed to get her Constellation 6, thanks to the shop. And this is how I play recently, more often than not with this of course. We want to go Shimenawa, the piece that is on Xiao. Let me check, yeah. This is how I play her. I run Genshin Optimizer, and even though this crit rate is not particularly high, the crit damage and the overall stat provide her with the best damage I can. Artifacts are like this, we can go piece by piece. I have basically not farmed this domain at all in a very long time, and I'm pretty happy that I have these 2 pieces, this and this, because they're not great, but they're not even awful, and so I don't need to spend any more raising in the Thundering Fury domain. Constellation 6, yeah, talents are like this. She will probably stay like this. I should level up this one a bit, but whatever, not very important. Beidou has not changed at all. She always has 4 pieces emblem. She doesn't play with Tuna. She usually has this one or a Skyward Blade, one of the 2. Talents are like this. Xingqiu, he doesn't usually have this one. He usually has this one, but he needs to share it with Qiqi, which is the reason why I'm leveling up a second one. And if he does not have this one, I will give him another energy recharge sword. Always have 4 pieces emblem, a Hydro Goblet, either this one or the one that you saw on... what's his name? Childe? Childe is a very good Hydro Goblet. Constellation 6, talents are like this. Should level up this one a little bit. Again, not necessary. Yanfei. My Yanfei build is pretty decent. Pretty decent. I got some good artifacts from the Wanderer Troop set. In terms of both crit rate, crit damage, elemental mastery, crit rate, she's in a pretty good spot. And I enjoy playing her. She's probably currently the only catalyst user but I enjoy having on the field for long periods of time, which is why I also leveled up her talents quite a bit. Xiangling, I don't enjoy playing her. She requires too much babysitting in terms of forced rotation and energy regeneration. The catch, 4 pieces emblem, Constellation 6, talents are like this. Jean is the next one on my list of 2 build characters. I just leveled up a bit this weapon, which is very very good for her. She tends to have 2 and 2 or 4 pieces with Iridescent Venerer. It depends on which team I'm playing her. I have her Constellation 2. Talents are like this. Diona... Nothing really special to say about Diona. Sacrificial bow, 4 pieces noblesse with whatever I have, Constellation 6 and this. Thoma... not great. Like, I gave him artifacts that are decent, with a lot of energy recharge, but I just don't enjoy playing him. He's a one-trick pony. He's good, and it's a pity because his animations are great, and he's very fluid. He's not clunky at all compared to someone like Sara, but just he's too limited in what he does, and I rarely play Thoma. Gorou, I only play him when I'm doing 3 or 4 Geo teams in the Abyss. And he always has a Favonius Warbow with level 40, I don't even think I will level it up. I usually give him the sloppy seconds from other Noblesse Oblige users. Constellation like this, talents like this, does not even need to level up the talents because these bonuses stay the same, only defense increases a little bit, so he's a cool character. He helps Geo teams a lot, and he requires very little investment. So I'm actually very happy that I got 2 copies of Gorou in like 20-25 pulls on Ito's banner without ruining my my PT. That was very nice. I don't play Ningguang, I don't play Barbara, don't play this, don't play this. I would like to build her because she's probably the most beautiful character in the game, but extremely low priority. Kei and Chongyun, I actually would like to build her kinda soon. I have a few plans for them, but they currently don't have anything. And same applies for the last character that you see there. So these are all my build characters. And... hello, friend. And this will be my new all my builds video for the near future. Bye guys, take care.